Guten Tag, class. As you know, I can't be here with you today, but you're doing your first real lesson on direct objects and the accusative case, and it's kind of an important lesson, so please pay attention. We've done this before, a little bit here and there, but this is your first official lesson, and you will have a quiz on it in a little while. Not tomorrow, not Monday, but you will be having one. So you need to make sure you understand what a direct object is and how to use it correctly in a German sentence. So the first thing is a direct object is a noun in the sentence that undergoes the action from the verb. It's not the subject. It's the noun that answers the question, what does she have? What do they see? So an example here is, ich habe einen Computer. I have a computer. Who has the computer? I have the computer. I'm the subject. What do I have? That's the direct object. I have a computer. So it's what I have. So it's the thing that is being had in the sentence, not who has it. So if you have a person in your sentence, it is probably the subject of the sentence. And then if there is another noun, it is probably the direct object. So there usually has to be a person as the subject in order for there to be a direct object. An animal can take the place of the person as well. So if there is no person, or possibly animal in the subject, you're not going to have a direct object. The thing is probably the subject. For example, der Bleistift ist rot. The pencil is red. There's nothing else in the sentence. The pencil's not doing anything. It's not a person. It's the subject of the sentence. Okay, we saw this song a little bit earlier. You listened to it. This is Robbie's Lied, and we talked about it, and if you liked it, wie findest du das Lied? So look at the stanzas now, and you're going to read them to yourself and come up with the direct objects in the sentence. So ask yourself, who's doing the action in it? That's the subject. Then ask yourself, what is that person seeing? Let's face it, that's the verb in this question. What is the person seeing? That's the direct object. So your substitute is going to pause the video right now, and you're going to come up with the different direct objects that you see in this song. Okay, hopefully your substitute paused it, and you came up with the different direct objects. So if you go and read it, siehst du die Frau, siehst du den Baum, siehst du die Leute. Die Frau, den Baum, and die Leute are all the direct objects because they are what you see. Notice that Baum is a der word, and it becomes den. We're going to talk about that later, but we've already learned that a little bit. In the second stanza, siehst du den Hund, siehst du die Blume, and siehst du den Mann. Hund, Blume, and Mann are all the direct objects. It's what you see. Hund and Mann are der words, so when they're used in a sentence as the direct object, der becomes den. And the third stanza, siehst du das Baby, die Katze, den Opa. So baby, Katze, and Opa are all the direct objects, and Opa is the only one that's a masculine word, a der word, so it changes to den. So if there's no person in your sentence, you're not really going to have a direct object. If you have a person and another noun, you will have a direct object. So keep that in mind. That's just to help you realize whether there's a direct object or not. Okay, this is another PowerPoint that helps you understand when to use a direct object, when it's the accusative case, and when it's not. So these are some words in the nominative case. That means the subject. They do not change the der, die, and das, and they are the ones that are doing the action. So here they are again, being used in a sentence. Der König ist klug. The king is smart. Who's smart? The king. There's nothing else. There's no direct object. Die Königin ist schön. The queen is beautiful. Das Volk ist glücklich. The folk is happy. And die Leute sind fröhlich. The people are happy. Another word for happy. So you've got your masculine, feminine, neutral, and plural words. However, if you're going to use the accusative case, that is when the subject is paired with a verb like haben, you almost have to have a direct object. Because you wouldn't say, I have. What do you have? I have the cat. I have the dog. I have the pencil. You're going to have a direct object for it to be complete. Notice that if you're using this direct object or accusative case, you're going to have den instead of der. The direct object is what the subject has, sees, takes, etc. So, der Ballon is the balloon. Der Mann is the man. Der Mann hat den Ballon. The man has the balloon. So, the word der Ballon, which is just the normal case, when it becomes the direct object, what the man has, it changes to den. Der Hund hat den Knochen. The dog has the bone. So these little letters are to show you the ending of the der, die, das word. Der, die, das, die plural. Here it shows you in the accusative or the direct object case. Den, die, das, die. So that's all those little letters are for. So Knochen is the direct object. It's what the dog has. That's why der Hund is der, it's the subject. And der Knochen becomes den because it's the direct object. It's what the dog has. Now, if you ask yourself, why does it change from der to den when it's the direct object? It just does. It's just a German grammar rule. You just have to learn it and practice it and learn when to use it. So here are the subject, der, die, and das words. Here are the direct object, der, die, and das words. Notice they're called nominative and accusative case. You will see that. So it's probably a good idea to remember it. But the most important thing is knowing when to use them. Okay, other words will change based on whether it's the nominative or the accusative, and if it's a der word, like ein and kein. So they become einen and keinen. Anything that has that pattern will also change. Meinen, deinen, ihren, euren, seinen, all those change as well. So, ich habe den Hund, I have the dog. Ich habe einen Hund, I have a dog. Ich habe keinen Hund, I have no dog. Ich habe meinen Hund, I have my dog. You get the idea. All of them will end with an en. Was macht er? What's he doing? Er repariert die Lampe. Er is the subject, die Lampe is the direct object, but because it's a D word, it doesn't change. Was hat der Vater einen Sohn? Does the father have a son? What he has, a son. The answer, of course, is nein. Hat keinen Sohn. Hat eine Tochter. He has not any son. He has a daughter. The son is what he doesn't have. It's the direct object. Tochter, I don't know if you can see the E here, it doesn't change because it's still a D word. So D words do not change, only der words. Die Vögel bauen das Haus. The birds build the house. Das Haus is the direct object, but it's a das word, so it doesn't change. Mutter hat einen Geburtstag. The birthday is what she has. So you have to change it to the accusative. Der becomes den, ein becomes einen, and so on. Die Studentin macht ihre Hausaufgaben. The student does her homework. Hausaufgaben is plural, so even though it's the direct object, it doesn't change. Wen is a question word meaning whom, refers to a person. Was means what. So if you're talking about a thing, you're going to use was. It doesn't change. But if you're talking about a person, and it's not the subject, wen siehst du? Whom do you see? So you're doing the seeing. We don't know who that is. We use whom properly in English, or wen in German. So if you see wen, it's just wer, but it's not the subject. Die Frau küsst den Mann. So who's doing the kissing? Which is what the question is asking. Here, die Frau küsst den Mann. Den Mann is the direct object, so we know the woman is kissing the man. But here, der Mann is the subject. It cannot be the direct object, or it would change to den. So in the second sentence, the man is kissing the woman. So it doesn't matter what order it was in. It could even say, den Mann küsst die Frau. That would still be the woman kissing the man, because the den shows us that it's the direct object. Okay. So, we talked about this before. If you have a direct object, you're going to use the accusative case, and all that means is der changes to den. Everything else is going to stay the same. So you're going to do a little bit of practice now. So I'm going to take you through a few of them together before you start your practice. So you're probably going to have a lot of blanks to fill in, and you're going to fill them in with der, die, das, or den. So the first thing you have to do is decide, is the word that I need to fill in the blank for the direct object or not? So number 1, ja, ich möchte blank Gitarre. Yes, I would like the guitar. So is guitar the direct object? Yes, I would like it. I am the subject, so guitar is the direct object. Second question, is it a der word? No, it isn't, so you don't have to change anything. Ich möchte die Gitarre. Number 2, ja, ich will blank Buch. Yes, I want the book. Is the book the direct object? Yes, it's what I want. Is it a der word? No, so you don't change it, you just leave it das. Number 3, ja, ich habe blank Computer. Yes, I have the computer. Is the computer the direct object? Yes, it's what I have. Is it a der word? Yes, so der becomes, hopefully you all shouted out den, because it changes to den. Now you are going to have a page of these kind of things, and then you're going to have a worksheet that you would normally have had, even if I was there. And most of them are going to be filling in the blanks with der, die, das, or den. So you got 2 questions to ask yourself before you put anything down. Is the word you're filling in the blank for the direct object? It will not be the direct object every time. So think about, what's the subject, who's doing the action? If the word you're looking at, is not doing the action, then it's the direct object, and you may need to change it. Second thing is it a der, die, or das word? If you don't know, you're going to need to look them up. You might have hints on the paper. I can't remember if some of them have told you if they're der, die, and das. If not, and you don't know it, you need to look them up. If you just take random guesses and I start grading, you have a lot wrong, I'm going to stop grading and give it back to you. If you don't have time to look them up and do it right when I'm giving you time in class, then you're going to have to redo it on your own time. So ask yourself those 2 questions. Is it the direct object? If it's not, just use what you know is der, die, or das. If it is, remember to change der words to den. If you don't know if it's der, die, or das, look them up. Use your books that I gave you. You may use the books on the cart behind the computer cart. Use the back in the glossary. Or you can even look it up on Google Translate. If you type in one word, the cat, it should give you the correct der, die, or das. That's not a problem. The problem is when you try to put in more than a single word on Google Translate, as some of you know. So, take care to do it nicely, well, make sure you know what you're doing, and if you have any questions, be ready to ask me on Monday. Don't just not do it. Make sure you give it a try. And I'll see you then. Tschüss.